The most terrifying truth about my life is this. I was never born by choice. Since childhood, they told me I was special, but no one ever told me why. What flows through my veins isn't just blood. It's a curse older than time itself. A curse written long before I ever existed. And today, I'm telling you the story that will either end this curse forever, or make me a part of it. The story begins with the narrator revealing that his life never felt like his own. From early childhood, he suffered from recurring nightmares, visions of a burning symbol carved into stone, a crying woman without a face, and a voice that whispered his name with authority rather than malice. These dreams grow stronger on birthdays, especially on his 25th, when the voice finally says, "It is time." His family avoids questions, responding with silence, fear, or sudden anger. After his father's mysterious death, the narrator discovers a sealed wooden box hidden beneath the floorboards. Inside is an ancient manuscript written in faded ink and blood-like stains, describing a curse bound to his bloodline long before his birth. The manuscript states clearly that one child would be born not by fate, but by design, raised unknowingly to either end the curse or become its final vessel. As the narrator reads, he realizes every tragedy in his life was not random but preparation. The outline establishes dread, destiny, and the horrifying idea that his existence itself was planned centuries ago. Seeking answers, the narrator travels to his ancestral village and its forgotten graveyard. He notices something unnatural. Many graves bear no death dates, only birth years. Some coffins are buried vertically, others chained. At night, the ground trembles, and whispers rise from beneath the soil, calling him the lastborn. Through terrifying encounters, the spirits reveal that every generation tried to escape the curse, but failure was inevitable. Those who resisted were buried alive, sacrificed to delay the curse's completion. The narrator learns that the curse feeds on fear, obedience, and silence, and that his family's secrecy strengthened it. This outline deepens the mythology, revealing that the dead are not at rest because the curse was never broken, only postponed. The graveyard becomes a symbol of generational imprisonment. The ancestral house is not abandoned, it is waiting. When the narrator enters, doors lock themselves, walls pulse like veins, and shadows replay scenes from the past. He witnesses rituals performed by his ancestors, desperate prayers, and brutal sacrifices carried out in the name of survival. One room reacts violently to his presence, revealing carvings of his full name etched decades before his birth. The house itself is bound to the curse, acting as its anchor. Objects move, mirrors show alternate versions of him, some dead, some monstrous. This outline turns the setting into a living antagonist and confirms that escape is no longer possible. The curse knows him. It always has. Hidden behind a false wall, the narrator finds his mother's journals. She knew the truth before he was born. The entries describe her terror, guilt, and desperate attempts to alter destiny. She performed forbidden rituals to delay the curse, offering her own blood and shortening her life to protect her son. In her final entry, she writes that love is the only force the curse does not fully understand. Her spirit begins to appear, not as a ghost, but as memories bleeding into reality. She warns him, ending the curse will require a sacrifice greater than death. This outline adds emotional weight, revealing that the narrator's survival came at an unbearable cost. The curse finally manifests as an ancient entity older than religion or language. It has no fixed form, shifting between shadow, flesh, and memory. It tells the narrator the truth: the curse was created by humans seeking power over death, and it survived by binding itself to bloodlines. The narrator was born not to destroy it, but to give it freedom beyond the family. If he submits, the curse will be unleashed upon the world. This outline reframes the conflict. The narrator is not just fighting for himself, but for humanity. Instead of following the manuscript's instructions, the narrator rewrites the ritual using fragments of forbidden knowledge from his mother and ancestors. He realizes the curse depends on consent disguised as destiny. By refusing fear and accepting responsibility rather than sacrifice, he disrupts its rules. The ritual becomes an act of rebellion rather than submission. Pain, hallucinations, and near-death visions test him as the curse begins to collapse. This outline represents the turning point, choice overpowering fate. The curse is broken, but not erased. The house collapses, the graves fall silent, and the entity dissolves into ash and memory. The narrator survives, but a mark remains on his body, a reminder of what was nearly unleashed. The final scene shows him burning the manuscript, knowing some knowledge must never survive. As he walks away, the voice whispers one last time, not in command, but in defeat. The story ends with the realization that some endings are victories precisely because they prevent stories from continuing.